vanotora zverombo neupfumiwe, vanotonga vanotonga zvechitororo, vanotonga vanotonga zveutsiniwe. Vana venyu tiri kuchema pamaite, famai zvenyu mutitungamire tie, nyika yese iri kuchema pamaite, famai zvenyu mutitungamire tie, nemayuthi tiri kuchema pamaite, famai zvenyu mutitungamire tie, nemamisha vari kuchema pamaite, famai zvenyu mutitungamire tie, nevachamisa. Okay, hanzi wakarejesta kuvhota chikomana chipinde Triple C President Nelson Chamisa. Zimbabwe oye oye.
Good morning, good afternoon, Zimbabweans. Thank you so much for joining us for yet another episode of a news review. We welcome you all from from Change Radio, Facebook Change Radio, YouTube Change Radio, the radio itself. And I also know that many Zimbabweans are joining us from ZimI Facebook and ZimI YouTube. Thank you for joining, and please do share this video with as many people as possible so that we can all discuss. And please also do write in the comment section. Let us know what you think about the topics that we are discussing. And also, it will be good to know where you are tuning in from. Let me take this opportunity to give a chance to my co-host, Orca, my friend in South Africa. Kunema gets my sister. Please take a few minutes to greet our viewers and listeners. Okay, are you there? It looks like my guest out of South Africa, but she had given me warning about that. She will be back. She will charge her phone, and she will be back. And of course, to kick us off here, we just received news, breaking news that yet another incident, yet another accident with Inter-Africa bus service. You remember Inter-Africa bus? It has been that company buses has been in or have been involved in many accidents, and you know, we people and concerned citizens have been calling upon the Zimbabwe Republic Police and the Ministry of Transport to do something about this bus company, but unfortunately nothing has been done, and it continues to kill people, it continues to harm people, it continues to cause loss of property to travelers. But in today's case, we were a little bit lucky because there were no casualties. But you can imagine this bus was carrying school children, and it just started burning along Harare Blawaye Road, Babeto Fields up just near Kwekwe. The bus company is owned by Leonard Mukumba, a well-known ZANU-PF supporter. So need I say more? When you belong to ZANU-PF, you get away with everything. When you support ZANU-PF, when you have people in ZANU-PF, you can even get away with murder. This bus company has killed many Zimbabweans and caused, thousands of dollars loss of property, and nobody has been compensated. They can't do anything. They can't touch the person because he is a ZANU-PF supporter. That's very unfortunate. And moving on to the story of the week, we saw ZANU-PF going to the moon and coming back saying that Emmerson Mnangagwa had been invited to the coronation of the king. And of course, the king did get coronated. We are going to show you a few videos here about the king before we delve into the story of our headline here. ED gets snubbed in UK. We will tell you, we will show you, we'll give you the V11s that show that this person, even though he was invited, he was not welcome in UK. But let's see a short video here of the king's coronation, a big event.
Thank you so much. They're having a party out there.
Is that all? Can you play? There we go. There we go. There we go. The king's coronation, a very big event in the UK. But of course, our story of concern is that of Emmerson Mnangagwa, who, as I said before, was invited amid pomfare and fun in Zimbabwe. They made headlines. They talked about it. Nick Mangwana, went to the moon and came back. Talked, he has been invited. ED has been invited. ED has been invited. Of course, he was invited. And we will talk about that in another angle. First of all, they get excited that Emmerson Mnangagwa has been invited to the United Kingdom. Yet, when it suits them, they'll be telling you that UK has imposed sanctions on Zimbabwe, and they celebrate. They consider ED, or they consider UK as an enemy of Zimbabwe. But when they get invited to the United Kingdom, they celebrate. They get excited. So what is that about? And on the other side, we also say, if it is true that they are under sanctions from the United Kingdom, how then does ED Mnangagwa get invited by the same British people that have put him on sanctions? It doesn't make sense. It just tells you, it just shows you that they use the sanctions, as cover up for their maladministration, misadministration, and the corruption and looting that has caused our country to be where it is today. Leo, I know you had not prepared this, but please do look for the that short video where we are talking about sanctions, or where we are talking about the UK inviting Emmerson Mnangagwa. But before we get to that video, we want to show you here how where ED was seated. Everything was planned, pre-planned before the event, planned a month ago. You know how the British are. They plan everything. So Emmerson Mnangagwa was seated right at the back of the room, at the back of everyone. People from Zambia, people from other countries, they were right in front. You can even see here, if you look at the first yellow circle there, that's even one medal, that's Swati. He was right in front. So it means he's actually held in high esteem way better than Emerson Mnangagwa. You know, don't think that these people were just seated. They just set themselves. This is planned, well planned. Look at where ED is seated. You can blow it up. Look at where ED is seated. Right at the back. Kukona kona uko. Shiri kutonzwisa ngoni shiri kokuma. Shiri kunzwisa ngoni. Shiri kona kona uko kupedzisira kwe room. That's where ED was seated, you know, and he was not allowed to get in with his scarf. As you can see, he doesn't have his scarf. This was not a political rally or event. This is the royal family. They don't tolerate nonsense, and they don't care who ED is, you know. So this is where he was seated, right at the back of the room. You know, you can't say that that was not pre-planned. That was, you know, pre-planned. The British are very organized people. They plan, you know, everything. And further to that, ED did not meet, unlike other prime ministers and presidents from Africa. ED did not get a chance. He wanted so much, so badly to meet British Prime Minister Sunak, but he did not meet him. He was not invited. The Prime Minister was not keen to meet with him. So, you know, he then met some of the junior officers within the UK political system. And that shows you something. If you understand geopolitics, your importance is rated by the people, the rank of the people, the level of people that you meet when you visit the country. So he met some low-ranking officials, and they spread it on social media. You know, I don't know what they would have done if he had met even with a secretary or with a deputy secretary, which is the equivalent of a minister or a deputy minister. He never got anywhere near that. He met an officer, you know, somewhere in the African development department, those that deal with African issues. The same person that I would meet if I decide to go to the UK and I make an appointment with the foreign office there. Our champions are I'm champion Chinyoka, champion Washington, Ali, and Marco are meeting with the Lords at the House of the Lords. Chief Nduweni, they are meeting with bigger people than what ED was given to meet up with. So it's a pity, you know, it's a pity that you know, Zimbabwe is now that low, is now ranked that low in terms of importance. But well, as you know, ED and ZANU-PF will be going to town about something like that. But the truth of the matter, folks, is to me, this was ED being ignored. ED being told that, you know what, you are a thief, you are a smuggler, you are, you know, a human rights abuser. You know, you're not treating your people well. So we don't, you know, you don't deserve to be treated well. So that's the reason why he got that treatment. Even now, we are getting news that he has gone home, he has arrived home. He didn't even stop, you know, a lot. Leo, if you can start flighting the pictures at the embassy. Remember, there was this much talked about meeting with Zimbabweans in was it in some place in UK? What is it called? Those that are here that know the place, you were supposed to go there and meet Zimbabweans, but obviously there were not many Zimbabweans. Like we wrote before that, we wrote that there are not many Zimbabweans in UK that are interested in meeting Emerson Mnangagwa. So they knew the Mavazas, you know Mavaza, Dr. Mavaza, one of the main propagandists in UK for ED. He knew that, he saw that there were not many Zimbabweans that were interested in, you know, being in Luton. Yes, in Luton. They were not interested in being in Luton. So they resorted to having a meeting. I think it was at the embassy a small room at the embassy that was crammed, obviously with the likes of Dadirai, Ndikoko, the ZANU-PF person there in UK, and Gaina Fundira, that one of those ladies that has had mental problems, mental issues. She was one of the people that was at that meeting. And of course, most of the people, your guess is as good as mine. They came from Zimbabwe. Most of the people that you see there, half of them were from UK, yes, and some of them are embassy staff that are known, and the majority of them came in the private jet. They always fly, a number of people from Zimbabwe. So then they cram themselves into that small room. If you compare to what would happen if President Chamisa goes to the United Kingdom, it will not be a room, it will be a stadium, it will be an auditorium. The last time that President Chamisa went to the United Kingdom, early on in 2018, it was the place where he was pegged. It was full, but that was back then. I think he was still even vice president. But now he's president. I'm telling you, if he was going to go to the UK today, all Zimbabweans would come. It would be a sold out place, a sold out rally. But we saw Idi Mnangagwa crammed in a room, small room at the embassy. Very unfortunate. And in Zimbabwe, you go to Zimbabwe, we'll show you the pictures again. Usually there are women as from their women assembly dancing and putting Zambia per airport. There was nothing like that, because this trip was a waste of money. This trip did not bear any fruits. It was just one old man. Imagine flying all the way from Zimbabwe and you go and meet a junior officer. It's like you fly to the UK, or you fly to Canada, trying to go and see your girlfriend, and you end up not seeing your girlfriend. You see the sister of the girlfriend. It would even be better, or the brother of a girlfriend, because your sister, your girlfriend is held up somewhere, and then you have to fly back. I'm just trying to give you the feeling, how he felt when he was, flying all the way there using millions of dollars, and you'll be thinking, really, was this really worth it? There were no bilateral talks that were done in the United Kingdom. So in terms of value, really, there was nothing. And where he was, his stature, he was demeaned, and he knows it. He was feeling it. He was sitting right at the back of the room. Imagine how he was feeling. And then he had to travel again thousands of kilometers, thinking about that. He wanted to meet Zimbabweans in Luton, and there were not so many Zimbabweans that were keen to meet him. And at the airport, he's met by a few people. Who is that? Don't even know who that is. It was not the usual pomp and fanfare that usually greets Emmerson Mnangagwa after traveling out of the country. So yeah, that's Idi, a man who is on his way out, obviously enjoying his last days as president. Orca, are you back? Orca is not yet back, but we move on to the next topic of discussion here, which is, yes, a very sad story. Very sad story. Bona Mugabe, the looting mistress. You saw what Simba Chikore, the about to be ex-husband of Grace of Bona Mugabe, in his list where he was filing for divorce. I mean, not filing for divorce. It was the other way around. It was Bona who filed for divorce. But when you are married, you have to share the property that you acquired together. You know, there's something that they do here in the United States of America that you know, that doesn't expose you the way Bona Mugabe is being exposed. You know, when you are marrying someone, you know who doesn't have what they have, or even if they have, you know, you sign an agreement beforehand, so that when he dies or when you divorce, that person walks away with nothing. Simba Chikore, of course, is being accused of you know, trying to grab what doesn't belong to him, but we don't care about that. What we care about is the amount of wealth that has been amassed by Bona Mugabe. You know, such a young girl, she's worth millions. She has 21 houses, over 26 farms. You know, these are multi-million-dollar farms, not just small farms. And look at that mansion in Dubai. It's almost similar to the Blue Roof in Zimbabwe, but it's a mansion that she built in Dubai, and all the other houses that you saw on that list, multi-million-dollar houses. Come on, guys! If you're not angered by this, what is going to make you angry? If you're not disappointed, even if you're a ZANU-PF person, this is what I'm always talking about to people, even in ZANU-PF. Guys, you know, let's live up to our name as Zimbabweans that are educated. Zimbabwe, that is one of the literate countries in Africa. How do we not condemn things like this? Even if you are ZANU-PF, how do you not condemn? You know, how do you condone things like this? You can see that this is one family that is amassing so much wealth. Bona Mugabe, you know, never worked anyway. But look at the millions of dollars that she has, so many millions that are stashed, obviously, outside Zimbabwe. Those properties, does she even know them? You know, how do you feel? How do you sleep? You know, if you have such amount of vast wealth and everyone else in the country is suffering, how do you sleep? I'm sure you get used, right? You get used to that, and you forget about everything. You forget about all Zimbabweans. But this is it. This is the big thing. This is what should make you very angry. Bona was just a girl. It's just a little girl. Nothing. I'm not trying to, you know, build anything for her, you know. But she was never anywhere out there. Her father was stealing for her. Let me put it that way. Her father was stealing for her and giving her. She was not a thief. Now she's a thief because obviously wadziya muntu wembavha wakatora zvinhu zvacho newewo waambavha. But vanava ED's twins, those are thieves. Vava dziri kutori mbavha chaidzo dzinotoenda kunoba dzoga. So I'm trying to put you into perspective here, so that I give you the perspective of what is happening. That Bona Mugabe aitorerwa mudura achipiwa. Vana vaED vakapiwa permission to steal. They were given license to loot. So they are getting vega, vari kuenda mudura vachinotora vega. So where do you think they are today? Where do you think ED's children are right now? In terms of what they've amassed, in terms of what they are stealing. They have a license to loot. That's the ED, one of ED's luxuries. The latest private jet that he acquired for $54 million. That's your money right there, folks. $54 million when your hospitals don't have anything, when your hospitals don't have medication, when your roads are full of potholes, your infrastructure in the countries is completely in shambles. It's crumbling. You know, nothing is working in Zimbabwe. You know, our dollar, the inflation rate is spiraling every day, and yet someone goes to buy a $54 million private jet. Who does that? Does that person care about the people? Does he care about you and me? Imagine if you give that person another 5 years. You give that person another 5 years, it's 5 more years of that kind of behavior, 5 more years of that kind of looting, that level of looting. But I do not want to leave ED's children out of, in all this discussion. I want you to put it in perspective. I want you to see what is happening. Because when we talk about this, some people come here and say we are over imagining. You know, we are blowing up things because we are political. But I am telling you, what these twins, what they are doing is more than what Bona, it's double what Bona has. What they have already acquired to debt, it's more than that. It's double that. So imagine what we are losing as a country. Imagine what we could do with that money. Imagine where Zimbabwe would be if all those millions, if today we just decide to sell what Bona Mugabe has acquired, what ED's twins have acquired, if we decide to sell the things that the properties that they have, we're not talking about ED yet. It's just the children here. We're not talking about Grace Mugabe, what she stole, what she has stored, the billions of dollars that are stored offshore. We're not talking about what Robert Mugabe left. We're not talking about what Robert Jr. and Chatunga have. We're not talking about the other sons of Emerson Mnangagwa, Tongai, and others. You know, he has 28 children, and all the 28 children are obviously empowered. All the 28 children were given a license to loot. So imagine. My sister, you're back. Is that Orca?
But I want to close my camera.
Okay.
Yes, I'm back.
I'm
back. I'm here. Hayi uyabona lesi ufuna ukumbulalisa nge-heart attack yangidina kanjani leyo ndaba. Yo uyabona into ibuhlungu kakhulu into kaBhona ngoba ivula izinto eziningi kakhulu. Mina vele ngihle ngicabanga ukuthi vele uBhona lo nxa elamafama u21 uJunior ulamangaki uChatunga ulamangaki uGrace ulamangaki abantu abazukulu bakaMgabe balamangaki abantwana baboSabhina balamaplaza
uTongai Mnangagwa olamangaki ama-twins alamangaki.
Hey angafuni ngisasuka lapho ngiqala bese ngisiyangena kubo Mnangagwa ulamangaki amaplaza uhambe uyongena uMnangagwa yena uthi la kungena lama-mine akukho lapha asala khona kube sokusithi labo bathi ngobani laba sibe siye kuChiwenga layo ulawakhe amaplaza lama-farm lemgodi ama-mines. So vele thina vele sihlele ekhoneni. The whole of Zimbabwe is just sitting at the corner, in a tiny corner. Ama-Zimbabweans won't. Bona bahleli nje a big portion of Zimbabwe hleli bona bodwa. Yabo. It's very painful. Kubuhlungu kakhulu.
Yeah. And
into engiyibonayo ukuthi sorry chief, if umuntu ebelokhu engazwisisi, because when kwathi kuyi-Al Jazeera, i-documentary Al Jazeera, abantu beZANU-PF they came out besupporta, beprotector, bedefender here and there. But nxa ungasa-understand le, that means hayi vele nje ikhanda lakho li-empty ngeke sibe singakhuluma lawo awusengumuntu. If you don't understand ukuthi kwenzakalani la, hayi, then you are just, I don't know what I can say about you if you can't understand from this one now. Because the documentary, bathi bona abafuni ma-foreigners, they are coming to interfere in Zimbabwean stuff. But now, how about uBhona ke ungumZimbabwean, uSimba is a Zimbabwean, indoda yakhe. If it was not a divorce, besingasoze sibe yazi yonke lento.
Yeah. So, don't you see here, my sister, that God is just showing us, is just revealing all these things so that we know what we are dealing with, so that the voter in Zimbabwe can know that these people can never be given another 5 years. If you look at what happened with the gold mafia, how the whole issue came out and all the evidence that we needed. And from there, we heard about the chrome mafia, and now this divorce of Simba and Bona Mugabe, also revealing what we saw earlier on when Chombo also got divorced, the amount of properties that these people have. And you begin to think, what does have? What does Obed Mpofu has? What does the General Chiwenga has? What does Mpoko has? What does the other senior ZANU-PF officials? Because it looks like they're in a race, to loot. Everyone is just looting. Everyone is just looting. So I think this is God that is showing us that these are the people. He's just revealing to us so that we know. But I agree with you. I get mad at the people that are still defending ZANU-PF, that are still condoning this level of looting and stealing and corruption. They're seeing that someone is looting. This family is getting rich and richer and richer, and the whole country is getting poorer and poorer, and they still come and defend. How do you feel about that, Orca?
I really feel so. I'm so angry with such people because kulomunye ochena mangamuri kupi Mugabe achinda kuhondo. Hey wena Mugabe wahamba iphi lo muntu wayefunda esejele when he was studying abanye abantu bethwele isibhamu egangeni le. Mugabe until he was studying that's why wayelama degree ayi-50 because wayefunda abanye abantwana bebhizi begijima behlatshwa ngameva le esigangeni. People who were really dodging the bullets, yiba bahamba besokola le. Yena he was being given lunch in the morning. I mean breakfast in the morning, lunch in emini, ntambama food. Phela amajele lawana abo Smith ayedliwa. It's not like now when the jails are not having food. He was okay that one. He was studying Mugabe. Zangalwe impilo afuna usiqhela. After that abantu abayibaba behamba egangeni abanethwala izulu bayenza yibo abasokolayo manje. Yena wafika wahlakanipha wagijima waphambili walutha everything.
Yeah.
For himself and his family.
Yeah. It's very sad.
Painful. And then uthi yena umuntu mangamuri kuphi Mugabe achinda kuhondo. People don't understand. Impilo yalwiwa ngumuntu wonke. Not only 2-3 people fought this war. Even those who did not even go to war, those that stayed at home, they were cooking for them. They were providing for those people who were in war. How were those comrades going to survive if all of us went to war and no one was left in the home?
Yes. We all took part in this struggle, one way or another. I think
even
did.
If we had enough money for compensating the whole country, they were supposed to say people who were born from this age to this age must be compensated because everyone during that time took part in this liberation struggle. Because some people were even babies who were going to the pungwes with our mothers putting us on their backs.
Yeah.
So then someone comes today and says, Mugabe wawungaphi wena Mugabe siyempini? Where were your parents? That's blasphemy.
Yeah. Let's hear to what our viewers and listeners are saying about this level of looting, Bona Mugabe, the gold mafia, and everything that has been revealed in the past few weeks. God knows, Moyo saying, watching from Pretoria, Pitori. Thank you so much. God knows. Please let us know how you are feeling. Watching from South Africa, Mudara Wekumusha, Musei Mamandu Mudara Wekumusha Kwangu Kuwedza, Mambo Sose, Ruinga. Okay, we have inbox, Kanoro, Kuwedza, we have inbox. Tinenya Trukita, my elections, voter registration, Kuwedza, we need people like you. Tungamirai Atwell, Musei Mambo, Tiri, right? Yeah, I was talking to that brother of mine from Wedza. We need you. Come to my inbox. Innocent Muchanyuri, these ZANU mafias who totally annihilate our beloved country. I totally agree with you. Yes, they will if we let them. These people will not stop. We have to stop them. Keep up the good work. Yes, we'll even get in another gear as we get in these elections. CC for life. Yes, CC for life. We appreciate you. Moving on to the next topic here. Another very painful topic, Orca, job scholar and Jacob Ngaruvume convictions. Both are in Chikurubi on different issues. Remember, Honorable Job Scholar has 4 cases that he is being accused of. And we saw last week that in one of the cases, that was the More Blessing Ali case, he was given 6 months with an option of a fine. But of course, he remained in jail. He was not released simply because he has other cases. And then at the same time, we had Jacob Ngaruvume being convicted on the 1st July demonstrations that, on allegations that, he wanted to topple the government with those 1st July 1st demonstrations. And he was found guilty, given 4 years in jail, 1 year suspended on, I think, on good behavior. So he is actually going to serve 3 years. This is very sad. This is a travesty of justice. What is he serving 3 years for? Jacob Ngaruvume and Honorable Job Scholar are not criminals. They don't deserve to be in jail. These are people that are being persecuted for their political opinion, that are being persecuted for speaking out the truth, speaking truth to power, and speaking on behalf of Zimbabweans that can't speak. And for that, they're getting persecuted, they're getting jailed, because in a normal country, they will not be
resources
jailed.
Are shared equally. We are saying no to corruption. Corruption has depleted away the livelihoods of the people. So Zimbabwe, come together. Let's converge on this issue. One issue, the issue of corruption in this country. Thank you very much for your continued support. We are getting overwhelming response. This is a non-partisan initiative, and we must be peaceful on the day. We don't want any violence. No to violence. This is about peace. God bless you. Thank you.
There you are. That's the video that got him convicted, that he was calling for the government to be toppled. Yet you heard him saying this is a peaceful demonstration. And it was peaceful, Orca, how angry are you? Now, it looks like my sister has dropped again. Electricity problems in South Africa. But that's the sad story that sad stories that we woke up to this week. Honorable Job Scholar and Jacob Ngaruvume are now both in Chikurubi. And moving on to something lighter, something better. CCC Candidate Selection continues peacefully. CCC Candidate Selection has been done successfully right now. I think I would say in 7 provinces. 7 provinces. I know they were in North, where they were finishing up the candidate selection process, and they were also in Marsh West, where finalization of candidates, especially the members of parliament, was being concluded. And really, I must thank the people on the ground, everyone else who is involved in this program, because it has gone on peacefully. I know a number of people are saying, yeah, it has taken too long, but it's not stopping anything. Events in the party are still going on. The youth are still doing what they're supposed to be doing, registering the people. Our women task force are busy. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. Rachibaya, you saw him at a rally somewhere in Midlands. He's still doing his work. And coupled with this voter registration is also going on. People are still registering in Harare, in all the provinces. The registration is going on. So we continue to urge people to continue to encourage their relatives, their friends, and family back home, so that they all go and register to vote. But the candidate selection process is going on peacefully. The villagers are being given an opportunity to choose the people that they want. I'm saying villagers because this is being done at a village level. Pamusha nemusha, musha munosvika muchinzi, taurai munhu wamuri kuda, taurai candidate yenyu yamuri kuda yekuparliament, tiudzei candidate yedu yamuri kuda yekukansela. Motaura munhu wenyu muri pamusha, muri mega pakadaro. Mumataundi ndizvozvo is the same thing, street by street. Vanhu vanogara street by street vachitaura kuti tiri kuda uyo, tiri kuda ngana wavanoziva, because munhu ari mumaraini mavo, munhu wavanogarisana naye. How transparent of a process do we want? How democratic of a process do we want? I don't think at the end of the day we have anyone complaining, because this is a process by the people, for the people, and talk of people being given a voice to speak, to talk, and to nominate. This is it. I don't think we can have it any better. So today in Buhera, part of the thousands who participated in the CC independent candidate selection process, that's in Buhera. Leo, you can go ahead and show us that as we prepare for the next topic. Okay, looks like it's not coming. It will come. The other topic here that we have for you, which is the last topic, UK throws Hubert Angel under the bus. You saw the tweet from the House of the Lords. The excitement, you can see that people are happy with what is going on. We're now talking about Hubert Angel being thrown under the bus by the UK. As you know, Hubert Angel is a citizen of both Zimbabwe and the United Kingdom. We saw a tweet earlier on. I don't know if you missed it. No, that's not it. Where is it? I'm looking for that tweet from the House of the Lords, which was literally throwing Hubert Angel under the bus. They were saying that they are not worried about what he is doing. Mr. Gregory, are you calling to join the program? Maybe you can comment. You can go ahead and comment on the issue that we are discussing now. Hubert Angel, the United Kingdom seem to have thrown him under the bus. Or you can also comment on one of the issues that we're talking about, Nyaya Bona Mugabe. I think you can quickly go through that. I see you're calling me on my number, so I assumed you want to be on the program. If you are not, I'm throwing you under the bus, just like Hubert Angel was thrown under the bus. Maybe you can start with the Bona Mugabe case.
Oh, you really have thrown me under the bus. I was totally and absolutely. I was calling on a completely different issue, and well. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, how angry are you about the Bona Mugabe issue?
Well, insofar as, in my view, the Bona Mugabe issue is a great expose. It's an even greater expose than the Hubert Angel issue. I'm looking at it from this point of view. Bona is the daughter of President Robert Mugabe. In quotes here, was one of those people, when we were having all these issues.
He's breaking off. Let's go get it. It's breaking off. You reconnect. Come on. UK government responded. Okay. UK government responded to the request to revoke Mnangagwa's invitation to the coronation. They intend to use Mnangagwa's presence at the coronation to raise their concerns over the deteriorating human rights situation in Zimbabwe and the need for political reforms. So you can see here, as we're saying, that he was completely ignored, but he was given an officer for African issues to lecture him on the issue of, the increasing human rights cases in Zimbabwe. And that's one of the reasons that they allowed him to still come on, because to them, they saw it as an opportunity for him to be told that this is what is going on. Okay, going back to the issue of the fake prophet. The fake prophet, the UK government did respond, not that response, but I'm talking about Hubert Angel. Okay, it is there, right there. We are aware of an Al Jazeera documentary investigating cases of alleged smuggling and fraud involving Hubert Angel, a dual British Zimbabwean national and a presidential envoy and ambassador at large for the country of Zimbabwe to Europe and the Americas. Whilst Mr. Angel holds a diplomatic passport, he is not diplomatically accredited to the UK. Countries are free to determine for themselves who they grant these passports to, but the passport itself does not confer any diplomatic status in the holder. We cannot comment further on specific cases at this stage. The UK sees corruption as an important barrier to economic reform and inclusive growth in Zimbabwe. We continually engage with the government of Zimbabwe anti-corruption, blah, 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 blah. But what we are seeing from this very diplomatic response is that the UK government will not stand in the way. The UK government will not protect Hubert Angel in the event that the citizens, in the event that the Zimbabwean government or any independent commission is set up to investigate the Hubert Angel as a UK citizen. They will not stand in the way, and they will not give him any protection, because they view corruption as something that is getting in the way of development in Zimbabwe. So there you are, Zimbabweans are in the UK and everywhere else. if you want to prosecute Hubert Angel, if you sit down, if we all sit down, we find a way of bringing up charges against Hubert Angel in the United Kingdom, the UK government, as you saw from that statement, is not going to get in the way, because they share the same view as the people of Zimbabwe, that corruption is indeed getting in the way of development in our country. So that's Hubert Angel there. We continue to talk about these cases. We cannot allow these issues to die down, because they are important issues. They are bread and butter issues. They are issues that will affect our children and our children's children and our children's children's children. So there are issues that we continue to talk about. There are issues that will have a big bearing on the upcoming elections. And really, it is our duty as Zimbabweans, as you and me that are here, people who have access to information, to make sure that we spread the news. We tell Zimbabweans, we make every Zimbabwean voter aware of what is happening, of the massive corruption that is going on, the gold mafia, how much gold is being smuggled, $100 million worth of gold is being smuggled every week out of our country, and also millions and millions of dollars worth of chrome are also being smuggled out of the country, coupled with what the president's children are doing, the amount of stealing that is going on. We are seeing Emerson Mnangagwa's children being given a license to loot anywhere where they want in terms of minerals, as we saw Bona Mugabe and his multi-million-dollar homes, multi-million-dollar farms. It's very sad. So all these issues, folks, they have to be taken to the people. We have to make sure that every voter in Zimbabwe knows about these issues, so that when they decide to vote, they decide as informed voters. We as Zimbabweans, our duty is to give the information, is to make sure that every Zimbabwean has that information. And obviously, what they do with that information is up to them when it comes to getting in the booth and voting. Orca, you're coming back as we are rounding up, but I'll give you a chance to talk about what we have been talking about. Now, I think when you left, we talked about Hubert Angel being thrown under the bus by the UK Lords or by the UK government. We also talked about Jacob Garuvume and Honorable Job Scala. You can go ahead. You can go ahead, Orca. Oh, you can forgive you because network issues in South Africa because of electricity. But that's it, folks, for today. We appreciate you as always. Thank you for joining. Let's continue to have a discussion and talk about these issues, especially to our family members. Word of mouth is very important. Educate your folks in Zimbabwe. Yeah, it's called voter education. ZEC is not doing voter education. So basaratowe kwauri iweneni hanzi iweneni tine basa. We are now doing our own voter education. So start now. Start talking to them now, so that they have all the necessary information that they need. But of course, aside of that, this is it for today. We will meet again in other programs. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you. The struggle continues. Luta continua. God bless you. Leo behind the scenes, thank you. And my sister Orca, thank you so much for being here. Once again, God bless you.
Zimbabwe, ungizo wapuma.